Good morning, dear students. Myself, Dr. Haripriya, working as Associate Professor in Chemistry, Department of Humanities and Sciences, MLR Institute of Technology, Hyderabad. So, in today's session, we are going to get an idea about properties of lubricants. So, three different properties are mentioned here: viscosity, flash and fire points, cloud and pour points. So, let us start with the viscosity first. As I told you, properties of lubricants will include so many factors. Here, three were mentioned: viscosity, flash, fire point, cloud, and pour point. So, coming to the first one, that is viscosity. So, viscosity of a lubricating oil is defined as the property which creates internal resistance regarding its flow or flotation of that fluid. Viscosity of any fluid, it is defined as it's a kind of property which is able to produce or create internal resistance regarding its flow. So, a good lubricating oil should have always a moderate viscosity. So, this point we have to keep it in mind that a good lubricating oil, that means criteria for viscosity property for a good lubricant oil is it should be always moderate in nature. It should have moderate viscosity. That means it should be not very high or it should not be very low. So, what happens if it is very high or what happens if it is very low? Let us see. Lower the viscosity, greater will be the flowability of the liquid. So, if viscosity is very low, then the ease of flowability of that fluid will be very high or more. If the viscosity of the lubricant oil is very high, say for example, if it possesses very high viscosity, then it gets a restriction of moving or sliding parts of the machine will occur, leading to wear and tear. That means we will get different changes on the surface of the metal because viscosity of the lubricating oil it is very high. So, as a result, what will happen? A restriction upon the machine moving or sliding parts will take place. That will lead to wear and tear. So, it should not be very high. It should not be very low. Viscosity should not be very high. It should not be very low. So that what will happen? We have discussed. That's why it is in a moderate amount. Viscosity of that lubricating oil should be always moderate in nature. A lubricating oil with low viscosity will not be able to form a film. It will be squeezed out of the machine. That will lead to a friction. So, it fails to work. So, it has to withstand between the two metallic surfaces whenever it is applied and able to withstand for working condition of that machines. So, that will not be done because it is not able to form a film. So, that it will be squeezed out of the machine which will lead to friction formation. So, it is to be avoided. So, that's why viscosity should be always moderate for a good lubricant. And this viscosity of the lubricant oil can be determined in several ways. So many methods are there. This property can be determined by using Redwood viscometer or Seibold viscometer, or in chemistry laboratory we also use Oswald's viscometer for finding out the viscosity of supplied sample liquids. So, using any one of the instruments, Redwood viscometer number 1, number 2, like that, so many things are available for determination of viscosity of the supplied fluid or liquid. So, Redwood viscometer or Seibold viscometer or Oswald's viscometer, anything we can use instrument for its determination. So, viscosity of the oil, it is inversely proportional to the temperature. If temperature it is getting, then that fluid viscosity will be reduced. These two are inversely proportional. So, what is the significance? Just now I explained you what is the importance of viscosity for any lubricant, because first point is viscosity helps in the selection of a good lubricant. It is very much helpful in the selection of a good lubricating oil. And light oils have low densities and they will have easy flowing abilities. And these are used on moving on the parts which are having a movement or moving parts which are having a very high speed. So, these kind of lubricants are applicable for high speed moving parts of machines or metallic surfaces. So, which are preferable? Light oils which are having very low density as well as easy flowing ability will be there. So, these can be easily applied on the machines which are having a metallic surface with a very high speed motion. So, and then heavy oils are applicable. Heavy oils are preferable for the machine parts which are moving at a low speed but with heavy loads. any machine surface, if it is bearing heavy load or the speed with which it is moving, it is very low, then heavy oils are more preferable. So this is the significance about the property viscosity. Let us go for the next one, that is flash and fire points. A flash point is defined as the lowest temperature at which vapors of the oil ignite for a moment when a tiny flame it is brought near to that one. So what is flash point? It is defined as the lowest temperature at which the vapors of the lubricating oil ignite. So the temperature, the lowest temperature at which vapors, that means in 1 cup that lubricating oil it is taken and it is subjected to heating. Then immediately what will happen? It will involve an evaporation. Slowly, if it is involving an evaporation, it is able to release vapors. So near to these vapors, if you brought any tiny flame using one matchstick or a Bunsen burner, if any tiny flame it is brought near to these vapors which were released from the heating lubricant in a cup using one flame, then what will happen? Those vapors will ignite for a moment, just like a spark, or we will call it as flash. Just like a flash or spark, if they ignite for a moment, then the lowest temperature it is noted as flash point. So that's why how it is defined. A flash point is the lowest temperature at which vapors of the lubricating oil ignite for a moment when a tiny flame it is brought near to it. A tiny flame it is brought near to it. So next one, it is fire point. So it is defined as the lowest temperature at which vapors of the oil burn for few seconds when a tiny flame it is brought near to it. So generally after getting this flash point, that is from 5 to 30 degrees centigrade, we will get the flash point. After getting a flash point, generally this fire point it is produced at a temperature range of 5 to 30 degrees centigrade higher than the flash point. That means, say for example, I got flash point at 40 degrees centigrade. For one kind of lubricant, I got a flash point at whenever it is tested. We notice that for 40 degrees centigrade, it is exhibiting the lowest temperature, that is noted as flash point. That means, in a range of 5 to 30 means, what about the range of fire point? It will be 45 to 70. 45 to 70 degrees will be the range for getting fire point. After flash point, fire point will be noticed, because flash point is igniting, that vapors of the lubricating oil will ignite only for a moment, like a spark, or we can say flash. Whereas in the case of fire point, it is noted as the same lowest temperature at which the vapors of the lubricating oil have to burn for few seconds. In this case, it is like spark or flash, but in this case, it is like a few seconds. So that vapors of the oil have to burn for few seconds when a tiny flame it is brought near to it. So generally, as I told you, this fire point will be produced around a range of 5 to 30 degrees centigrade higher than the flash point temperature. So these are most important for a good lubricant, because if the lubricant working conditions are at very high temperature and pressure, then that lubricant should have. These are very important for a good lubricant, because if any machine is working under very high temperature and pressure conditions, then that lubricant should be able to withstand at high temperature and pressure working conditions of that machine. So that's why these should be very high. So what is the requirement of flash and fire points related to any lubricant? We can say when it is a good lubricant means it should possess high flash and fire points. Then only we will call that one as an example for good lubricant, because whenever this is applied, it should be able to withstand at a high working temperature and pressure conditions of that machine. That's why these should be very high. Or else what will happen? Fire accidents will take place. So for preventing such kind of fire accidents, like storing also and then transportation also will becomes very difficult. They will become also very difficult. For avoiding such kind of things or for preventing such kind of things, so that lubricant should have very high flash and fire points. So the knowledge of this flash and fire points is very much useful in selecting the oil and then maintaining necessary conditions to prevent fire accidents while storing, or we can say transportation purpose. So How it is determined means it is determined by using a kind of apparatus that is named as Penske-Martin's apparatus. Penske-Martin apparatus. Penske-Martin apparatus is just like I explained, which will have one cup, oil cup, into which one lubricating oil under examination is to be filled, and then it is inserted with some type of thermometers, and then we have to maintain uniform temperature throughout the experiment, and if it is subjected to heating, then that lubricating oil is able to release vapors because of involving in evaporation. So if those vapors were ignited by bringing one tiny flame near to it, if they ignite for a moment, then the temperature is noted as flash point. After getting the flash point in a range of 5 to 30 degrees centigrade, higher temperature, we will get the fire point, at which the temperature at which the vapors of that lubricant will burn for few seconds. So this can be done by using Penske-Martin's apparatus. So coming to the third one, that is cloud and pour points. So cloud point is the temperature at which that lubricating oil becomes hazy or cloudy in its appearance. Cloudy or hazy in its appearance. How we are going to define this cloud point is defined as the temperature at which the oil becomes hazy when it is hazy or cloudy in its behavior when it is subjected to cooling. The cloudiness or haziness developed in the oil is due to the presence of impurities. Say for example, if you take the example of coconut oil, it is also an example for lubricating oil. Especially in winter season, if you notice that coconut oil becomes cloudy in its nature, it will get solidify in its nature. So the temperature at which it becomes solidify is what we call it as a cloud point. So and then if it is heated, then what will happen? So again it will come back to its original form, that is liquid. That means easy to pour into any kind of a vessel. That is what we call as pour point. Pour point is defined as the temperature at which oil cannot flow when cooled to low temperature. So when the oil it is cooled, the impurities what they will convert into, as I told you, they will convert to a solid form. They become solidify, and which appears like a cloud in its nature. So that is what we call as cloud point. So same coconut oil, if it is subjected to heating, initially it is appearing like a solid one, that is like cloud. The temperature, now if it is subjected to heating, then what will happen? The temperature at which that coconut oil converts into a liquid so that easily can be poured into a vessel. The temperature is what we call as pour point. So these are most important for any lubricating oil. As I told you, these should be very low, because sometimes machines are working under very low temperature conditions, -degrees centigrade, and then very low pressure conditions. So at that time, for reducing this friction, if you apply a lubricant, then it should be able to withstand at minimum temperatures. That's why for any good lubricant, these should be very low. Cloud and pour point should be very low. Then only they are able to withstand at very low temperatures of machine working conditions. So how it is determined means, the oil or lubricating oil, it is taken in a flat bottom tube, and initially it is cooled by keeping it in a ice bath, so that the lowest temperature at which oil becomes hazy in its appearance, that is noted as cloud point. And after getting the cloud point, if that lubricating oil, it is taken out and kept in room temperature, so that it will again convert into fluid. The temperature at which again it will convert into easily flowing one, that is what we call as pour point, so that those two can be easily determined. So as I told you, these two should be very low for a good lubricant, so that they are able to withstand at low working conditions like low temperature and low pressure conditions of the machine. So that's all for today's class. So far what we have discussed is properties of lubricants. Properties of lubricants. So 3 we have discussed. One is viscosity, what is its definition, and what is the criteria for a good lubricant, what is its significance, we have discussed. And coming to the second one, that is flash and fire points, their definitions, how they can be determined, and what is the significance of these two, flash and fire points, for a good lubricant. And coming to the last one, that is cloud and pour points, how they can be defined, and what is the significance for a good lubricant. So in the coming session, we are going to know about smart materials. In the coming session, we are going to learn about smart materials. What are smart materials? How many categories are there? And how they will respond. So what are its main properties or characteristics, and what are the major applications of smart materials in daily life? So all those things we will see in the next class. So that's all for today's session. Thank you.